Hey guys, Sean with Long Honeymoon here. Today we will be installing a Haloview wireless camera system on our beloved old Airstream. Did I say old? And we'll be joined today by a special guest, Ronnie Dennis, also known as Airstream Nuts and Bolts. Ronnie writes for the Do-It-Yourself RV blog, and we're gonna be doing a lot of really cool projects with him in the very near future. Today, we're going to be focusing on this Haloview camera system. Yes, we are giving one away. To win, remember, you just gotta sign up for the Long Honeymoon email newsletter. There will be a link in the description beneath this video. The ultimate blind spot when you're towing down the highway is that spot right behind your trailer. But the idea behind these Haloview systems is you can add them where you want them. And they are wireless. In the past, the range of these systems has not been that great. So I'm gonna be very curious to see how it works with our trailer.
It's nice, it's very heavy. Nice camera. It's got infrared, so you should be able to see good at night. That's where your antenna goes for it. So it will be wireless. And then this is where our power source will come in. So we'll have a wired connection there. And I'm thinking what we'll do, Sean, is we will catch our 12-volt electricity from the tag light DC power supply for the camera. Looks like it comes with a very nice twist lock mechanism that is O-ring sealed. So we should be good with the weather. And all we got to do is catch a positive and a negative connection. It's rotatable with some positive locking positions. That's an awesome setup.
Although you can mount these cameras anywhere, we decided to mount ours using the included license plate bracket.
Perfect. I knew you had said it had something, so that's a good idea. I like that idea.
Yeah.
This method requires less drilling, and that makes it less of a permanent install. It also makes it really easy to find a power source because you can just use the wire that powers the license plate light bulb.
You know, normally these things are mounted on the high side.
Oh yeah.
You know, with kind of a down angle look, but when you get into doing something up that high, mounting it,
You don't want to drill into aluminum, do you?
well, not unless you plan on leaving it forever. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
There's just one tiny little problem with mounting the camera in this location. It might not work. If you consider the total length of our rig, we're placing it about 45 feet away from the monitor.
But there's no screw hole.
Yeah, there's no screw holes up top, just down bottom, so we'll have to go down bottom to here.
Since we knew we were at the limits of this wireless camera's range, we decided to run a little test first.
All right, what I'm doing is basically just fast connecting this thing up because you had me concerned that it wouldn't work. So what we want to do is we're going to connect it. And now we got a camera. So now let's take this monitor and go connect it to the truck.
Since we're getting power to the camera from the license plate area, the camera will only receive power when the trailer running lights are on.
So we have to test it with the umbilical connection. Turning it on, it's booting up. I'm gonna turn on the running lights. Yeah. We have camera. Oh, it's got sound too. It's working.
Doing a quick test like this could save you a lot of time and hassle later. Ideally, you want to get at least 2 bars of signal strength.
That's good.
There you go. It's strong too. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like it's got any kind of weak signal.
You know, some states you can't
Yeah, I know.
have stuff on your
Yeah.
dash.
I'm a lawbreaker. I put things on my dashboard.
Next, we had to route the power cable, and this involved breaking out the drill.
Extent of that there. Clean that hole up. Now we're gonna go fishing.
Mounting the camera in this location involved drilling this one hole, and that's to provide a place to tuck away excess power cable and have a neat and tidy installation.
Yeah, it's the fishing's gonna be tough.
But you get enough
That's
of it
pretty
up in
good
there.
size. Yeah, that's pretty good size hole actually.
Water is RV kryptonite. We left the license plate mount assembly all in place to maintain the integrity of the water sealing. A firm plastic zip tie helped act as a guide to feed that loose power cable where it needed to go.
Fish tape.
Fish tape to feed it through.
Right, so all we're gonna do, we're hoping you just kind of pull it. Let me get it fed in the hole. The hole's small. Now just pull.
It's getting close. Yeah, there we go. You got it.
And then what we'll do is all this extra is we'll just take all this extra and stuff it up in the wall.
Yeah.
Even drilling one hole introduces some risk of water getting inside the trailer, so we'll eventually seal that area with silicone.
This is the magic here. So we're going to twist.
To make sure the wires are weatherproof, they're going to get the heat shrink crimp treatment. Heat shrink crimp. Try saying that 3 times fast.
Sorry.
And now it's time for the heat.
Remember the old shrinky dinks when you were a kid? I
Yeah.
guess, the little toys. That comes out of
The
it.
heat.
Yeah, with the heat, and see it shrinks down around it, and then it makes it impervious to water. So you don't have to worry about that connection being water
Yeah, that's nice.
contaminated. So now we simply take this guy and see this hole here is not caulked. So
Right.
and then there's our power source. In theory, we're just plugging it together, locking it down, shove that up as far as we can.
The cable is then secured into place with a product called VHB.
VHB is 40.
So it's really sticky.
Yeah, it'll work. That'll.
It's like 3M type of stuff.
Yeah, see, pull.
Wow.
Just pull it.
Amazing. It's already bonded.
Yeah, and you give it an hour or so, for it to do its thing.
Yeah.
With the camera in place, now it's time to double check the angle and to mount the monitor.
I think that view, though, is
It's probably pretty
optimal.
close. Yeah.
As far as the height is
I
concerned.
pivoted it up just a bit to try and get it. I think it'll be fine.
The monitor is not a touch screen, but it does have a basic clunky user interface to change your camera settings.
All right, so now we are towing our trailer, and a couple things jump out to me right away. First of all, you hear that? So it's actually picking up audio, but I'm going to mute that. And I was going to show you the system we have here. You can hit menu and you've got a fairly intuitive, I guess, menu system. And you can see I can go down, I just hit OK to select my choice, and I want to mute the volume. And so now it's muted. And so if you look through these different menu systems, you will find different adjustments that you can make to the camera. For example, you could flip it, mirror it from side to side, or even upside down, which I suppose could be useful depending on where you have the camera mounted. You can even record video using this camera. So you can use it almost like you would a dash cam, except it's the rear of your trailer cam. It has an auto scan feature, so if you add additional cameras, it will scan to find them, which is pretty nice. I think you can add up to 4 different cameras to this system. The display is 720p in terms of resolution, so it's an HD display, but it's not the full HD of 1080p. And if all this sounds like gibberish to you, the display will be just fine. I'm just saying it's not the highest resolution display out there. And it's displaying at a somewhat slow frame rate of 30 frames per second. See, the faster the frame rate, the more smooth and fluid the video would be. But I would say it's sufficient for what it's doing and for what you need. And you can adjust the brightness directly on the monitor, which is nice. This could really be a help when backing into a campsite. But I have noticed that there is a slight lag to the video feed getting from the camera up here to display on the monitor. For example, there was a truck behind us. The truck moved to pass, and I saw him in my side mirror before he had actually moved on the monitor, if you follow what I'm saying. We have this mounted to our windshield using the suction cup bracket. They give you 2 or 3 different options that you can use to mount your monitor. And because we often get a lot of clutter in this space, I will be taking the monitor down anytime we're not towing. And so I wanted to be able to suction on and off the windshield. That's legal where we live. In some states, it might not be legal to attach items to your windshield. If you live in California, don't even think about doing it. Sorry. Just deny you ever watched this video. I like that it has a little bit of a sunshade that you can attach to the monitor. I'm able to see the monitor feed pretty clearly. I'm pretty happy to have this information and to know that we have a white sedan approaching us. And I'm just noticing some stuttering back and forth as we go down the highway. It's still useful information, but so like right now it's showing the red truck as being behind us, and there's the red truck that already passed us. It's like I'm still quite happy to have the information about the red truck, but you just got to understand this is not exactly live, real time, depending on the transmission of the signal. So we have stopped to check and see if we can improve the signal between our camera and the monitor. And a couple things to know. One, they really don't recommend using this license plate bracket if your trailer is longer than 20 feet in length. Ours is about 26 feet. So we're kind of stretching the limits of the system already. Secondly, and I know I'm belaboring the point, but what do we got here? Metal. And when you mount these things close to metal surfaces, our Airstream acts like a giant Faraday cage. It's inhibiting the signal. So I think that is probably why the signal is stuttering and we're getting a little bit of lag. There are a couple of things we could probably do. In fact, I think we could mount this antenna somewhere else, like on the side of the trailer, on the top of the trailer, and we would probably get a much better signal. We're only getting about 2 bars of connectivity right now when we could be getting 5 bars. I think it's probably sufficient for our needs the way it is. I'm getting a video feed, it's working. I can see the vehicles that are behind me. There's just a little bit of a time delay if those vehicles move around to the side. But once the vehicles move to the side, of course I see them in my side mirrors. So here we're just looking at the video feed, and you can see in the upper left corner, you can see the bars of connectivity. With the antenna folded down, we're only getting about 1 bar. And when I raise the antenna to a vertical position, we're getting at least 2 bars of connectivity, which is still not great, but we're really pushing the limits on distance. So I'm finding this sufficient for our needs. It's certainly better than having no video feed at all. Where I think this would fail would be if we were backing into a campsite, or if you're a solo RV traveler and you need a camera to help you back up your rig. You need real-time information. Like, you know, if there are trees on the back of your campsite, you're gonna wanna know, you know, exactly on the moment when you should stop backing up your rig. And if your display were to freeze at an inopportune moment, you might end up backing into an oak tree. That wouldn't be pleasant. So I think if we really were wanting to use this for that purpose, we probably would take the step of finding another place to mount that antenna. I definitely don't view this as any kind of replacement for using your side mirrors. Always be checking those blind spots to the side of your rig, because with a rig this long, you can't solely rely, of course, on a camera on the rear. This is just giving you additional information that you couldn't have any other way. And from that standpoint, it's very helpful. So that's it, guys. A look at the Haloview 5-inch HD digital wireless system. Thanks to Ronnie Dennis for joining us in this episode. Again, you can find him at Airstream Nuts and Bolts on Instagram. And for heaven's sakes, if you're on Instagram, follow Long Honeymoon while you're over there. We will be doing a lot more with Ronnie in the near future. So stay tuned because our old trailer is going to learn some fancy new tricks. So if you're interested in picking up one of these camera systems for yourself, check out the link in the description of this video. You can also find them, of course, you guessed it, in our Amazon store. Until next time, thanks as always for tuning in. LOLOHO.
Baby girl has something to say. She says, if you like our videos, a great way to say bow chicka wow wow. Baby girl, come on out. Finish your commercial. I told you, gotta plug the Amazon store. A great way to say bow chicka wow wow is to shop using our store on Amazon. You can find it at amazon.com/shop/longhoneymoon. Thank you, baby girl. Thanks, everybody. You can go back to sleep now.